Welcome back to the U-Man channel. My name is Oliver, and today we're going to be installing a new Eagle Lights Gen 3 7-inch headlight kit with passing lights and halos on my 2000 Harley-Davidson Heritage Softail Classic. Anyone that's ever ridden a motorcycle knows the most dangerous time to ride is in twilight and at night. Factory headlights on most motorcycles are not very good. They're not very bright and they don't give you a good beam pattern. That makes it really difficult for other drivers going down the road to see you, and it's real important that you put something on there that's going to give you the maximum advantage. In recent years, there have been a lot of advances in LED lighting technology. Quality's gone up and the prices have come down. You can find LED headlights anywhere from $50 on eBay to over $1,000 for premium name brand stuff. After doing a lot of research and watching a lot of reviews and videos, I found that, like with most things, you get what you pay for, and most expensive doesn't always mean the best. From what I saw on the actual street demo videos that guys had made and put up on YouTube, the lights with the highest price tags and the lights with the highest lumens ratings didn't perform the best and didn't produce the best light in an actual street environment. The cheap lights typically had poor optics that produced odd cutoff lines, odd light patterns, or even gave spotty coverage where you had a lot of hot and cold spots on the road in front of you. This was also an issue with some of the more expensive lights that I saw as well. They looked great when they were shining them on a wall and stuff, but when they actually took them out on the street, it wasn't as impressive as you would have expected it to be. While even most of the cheapo lights that you got on eBay for $50 to $100 or whatever produced a better light than you got with the factory light, it's not really what I want. What I want is, I want the best light that I can get that is also within my price range. From what I saw on the actual video reviews where guys installed them, took them out on the street and taped it, was that the lights with the highest price tags and the lights with the highest lumens ratings did not perform the best when actually taken out into the real world environment. The cheap lights typically had poor light patterns, which is probably the result of cheap optics. What this did was it would give odd cutoff lines. You wouldn't have like that nice line that you see when in your car if you got a good light set up in there or something. It also, some of them didn't have good spread or way too much spread, and others had spotty coverage where you had a lot of hot spots and cold spots on the street in front of you. While even the cheap lights were better than most factory headlights when they're installed, I didn't just want to have a better light. I wanted to get the best light. So, staying within the budget, obviously, but I wanted to get the best light that I could put on there for the money. During my research, I found a company called Eagle Lights. There weren't a whole lot of videos out there and not a whole lot of reviews out there, but the ones I found, they showed that they had an excellent light pattern, excellent spread, excellent cutoff lines, super bright, and they also got really good reviews from the guys that were using them. So I decided that since they were reasonably priced, they had all the qualities I was looking for. They looked really good. I liked the halos. I decided to give them a try. So they had Gen 2 and Gen 3s available. I decided to go with the Gen 3s because they were rated at 30% brighter than the Gen 2s, and they're about $100 more. So the kit cost me about $300, and that included everything I needed to do this upgrade. So with all that said, let's get these things put on the bike and see if they live up to my expectations. We're going to be installing this Eagle Light kit on my 2000 Harley-Davidson Heritage Softail Classic. It currently has the factory and incandescent bulb set up in it. For a point of reference, I parked the bike about 35 feet from a wall and turned on the low beam. As you can see, it's got a big bright hot spot in the middle and not a whole lot of spread. Doesn't have too much hitting the ground in front of the bike either. The high beam spreads that hot spot out a little bit, but doesn't give it too much more spread, and it doesn't really look a whole lot different than just the low beam by itself. Outside you could see it wasn't very much different than what we saw on the wall. Hot spot, not a lot of spread, and not a tremendous difference between the low beam and the high beam. The Eagle kit comes in some nice packaging to protect it. It's pretty much a plug-and-play system, so all you got to do is plug that headlight in, and I did have to put a couple of spade terminals on my highway lights, which was not a big deal, but they fit right in, no modifications required. The halos look pretty cool, add a nice little touch to the bike. I put the bike back in about the same place it was before, and this is what the low beams look like. Much better spread, much spread out hot spot. Turn on the highway lights, spreads it out a little bit more, gives you a little more light towards the front of the bike. And with the high beams on, it actually looks like you get more light with the driving lights than with the high beam. When I got it outside, you could see the same result. I mean, look at all that extra light compared to what it used to be. This is with the highway lights on, and then with the high beams, you can see you get a lot more distance with this than it would indicate inside there, where it didn't look like it was that much more light, or actually even maybe a little less light. And finally, let's take a little walk around. You can tell that those lights are a hell of a lot brighter than the original ones were. I'm extremely impressed and very happy with the end result here, and it's going to make driving a lot more pleasurable at night and making a hell of a lot more visible to oncoming traffic. Well, I can honestly say that that was money well spent. I'm glad I did the research and looked into that, and thank everybody else that did some reviews and showed these things on their videos. Another thing I wanted to add was that Keith over at Eagle Lights was very helpful when I was trying to make my purchasing decision. I had some questions about the lights. I sent him some emails and he got right back to me and gave me some good answers. So if you guys are looking for some LEDs for your motorcycle and you like what you see here, I can tell you you're going to be happy with them. Only thing that remains to be seen is how well these things hold up over time. So we'll do some updates in the future and let you know if we have any problems with them. Only other thing I got to do now is, once I'm out on the road there, you got to maybe make some adjustments and aim those things a little bit better. I didn't want to change anything for this video because I wanted them in the same position as the factory incandescent lights were, so that everybody had a real good apples to apples comparison there. Again, I'll leave some links to Eagle Lights down in the description below, and we're blessed with a nice 70s degree weekend here, so it's first week of November, and that's not too common around here, so I'm gonna take advantage of it and get out there, put some miles on this thing. So you guys take care, keep the rubber side down, the shiny side up, and we'll talk to you soon.